This isn't gonna work. This right in my hand is not going to be able to infect the world in Plague Inc. Because today I'm going to be making my second attempt at taking over the entire world. If you guys believe I can do it, then smash on that like button. Let's get busy infecting the globe. So this is our second strand of bacteria that we're going to try and infect the world with in Plague Inc. So let's call this one Dino Butt. It's a little strange to think that we should start in a population of just 300 million instead of one of these larger ones. But the benefit of starting in West Africa is the fact that the science there is not as high as these other ones. So it is actually the best place for it to start spreading out from. Our disease of Dino Butt has infected its first human. All right, perfect. So now we've got Dino Butt going out there and figuring out a way to spread from person to person in West Africa. You can already see there's a little red dot on the screen that is one person infected with Dino Butt. And what we're going to do is that we're just gonna let this stuff start spreading naturally without putting in more DNA points, because we're gonna wanna save those DNA points to start spreading faster and stronger before the world could even see it coming. I know what you're thinking, like that's insane to think about. Why would you ever wanna do that? Catch the world off guard and start just spreading Dino Butt everywhere. And it's because we're trying to win this. We're trying to make this the most infectious bacteria ever, the Dino Butt bacteria. It's simple and it's effective, and of course it will be deadly. And that's gonna be something we will look forward to when we get plenty of points built up. Look at that, we already have 33 points built up and only 51 people infected in the world. And all of them seem to be just chilling in West Africa. They can start spreading to other parts of the country as well. It's just not until we get plenty of others infected that it will be able to. Even then, we can even affect the waterways in the way that they can start affecting other countries. Can't believe it. The UN announced a new aid initiative for poor countries, making them less vulnerable for disease. So that is going to be a little bit more difficult. Not entirely so, because I don't know how poor the country of West Africa is, but compared to places like the UK and other established, countries in this region, even, the United States and Brazil and other places in South America, I think West Africa is a little bit more low level when it comes to health and other mediums like that, other practices of general healthcare. And that is why I decided to focus on Africa as the first place for our bacterial infection. I just feel like it would work out better. So now that we have over 50 points, we can actually look at transmitting these pathogens a little bit better. Before we get any symptoms, we're just gonna make sure people get infected. So let's actually go through the waterways, because I think the waterways are the best ways for us to do so. And let's also make sure that we get it in blood as well as in birds, because they will be able to start spreading it through the air, because that is something we're going to need next after we start expanding on the continent of Africa. Yeah, as you can see, we just got our first place, and Libya now has 15 infected, and it looks like we got a rash symptom developed for our DNA. Wow, okay, that's gonna help out. It could anyways. I'm only seeing most places in Africa getting infected, which would make sense because we only focused on the waterways, which is this one place of export in West Africa. And even then, I think we have to wait for ships to come in order to take the infection out. Are they gonna be able to take the infection out? I'll have to wait and see. Usually there's like a red boat that comes on by when it does. Ooh! And look at that, we've actually made it to this little part of the world in Saudi Arabia. So now we can start spreading to other portions of the Eastern Hemisphere, because we focused on Africa, which is definitely booming with red little dots, but we should look at the other parts of the map that we have yet to see yet. Oh, like this place down here in Brazil has been infected as well. What the heck? I didn't know Brazil got infected so fast. I didn't even realize that. Whoa, I can actually see the little ship mark right there that sent the boat in. And that is how we got Brazil. And now we're just waiting for this to start spreading to other parts of the world, as well as saving up those DNA points, because we're gonna want to focus on some resistances as well as resiliences for other climates as well as the medication that is offered. Oh, like this over here. We just got the cyst symptom as a mutation. That's cool. We just got the United States infected with Dino butt, and now we'll be able to start spreading even more from there just because they have a lot of exports as well. In a normal checkup, a doctor in West Africa found a new disease that has been named Dino butt. All right. They know that of the disease, but they have yet to do anything about it. So we should just keep putting our head down and hoping that Dino butt just continues to spread before they start finding anything bad with it. Because there's nothing bad with Dino butt right now. It's just a pretty cool thing to have. Oh, look at that. Like, India just got infected with a bit of Dino butt. That's great. And it looks like Japan over here just got a flight land that did give them Dino butt as well. He's still getting more points as time goes on, and we should have enough points fairly soon to where we can start assuring that the spread happens faster. Yeah, let's actually look at that right now. Let's look at some of the abilities where we can get cold resistance as well as bacterial resilience and a drug resistance, which will actually focus on when and if they start doing research against Dino butt, which I don't think they will. They shouldn't have a reason to, not this time yet. So now we're at 37 DNA points, and the infection is still spreading across the globe. It is very tough, but I do see Dino butt going the long way. The Olympics will begin soon despite Dino butt. Will people bring the disease to Brazil? Well, Brazil already brought the disease to them, so there's a chance that they will get it just from going to the Olympics, which is in our favor in that case. That's so good. Yes, keep spreading the Dino butt. It's funny, but to be honest, this stuff is kind of tough. It's very difficult trying to figure out the right spot as well as the right time to start upgrading our infection, especially since we're not trying to take anyone out here. We're just trying to infect the entire globe. Monaco is the first to instruct doctors to begin research for a cure of Dino butt. Without greater funding, is expected to take a longer time. So it looks like one country is already attempting to do a bunch of research on Dino butt, which we should hold off on by doing a bit of drug resistance now, as well as genetic hardening too. That way, anything that they start to research on does become a little bit more difficult, slowing down the process for them. Because right now, we just barely got past the 1 billion mark, as well as it turns out the Olympics was a bad idea because they started spreading Dino butt everywhere. Everyone's getting infected with Dino butt. It might be called Dinubit, but it just depends on how you want to pronounce it, of course. And it looks like it has mutated and developed the abscesses symptoms. So it gained a new symptom from mutating, and that's going to help us spread as well. It looks like some of these northern countries are the last ones to be infected from our disease, and we should probably look at increasing the rate of infection because we've just now got to the 2.5 billion mark, as well as Dino butt just got put on the watch list of being very dangerous. Hopefully they don't think of it too bad because it's not really doing anything wrong. It's just kind of giving people a funny thing to laugh at. It's called Dino butt. Oh, but the world has definitely started finding a cure on it. That's not good. So what we need to do now is to make sure that science does slow down, as well as it becomes a little bit harder for them to understand how to combat that, because we just got genetic reshuffling as well as genetic hardening too, and that's going to help continue to slow down the process of science, because we're still trying to get our spread to 3 billion people. We just passed that mark, but we're trying to get the 7 billion people on this map need to have Dino butt. Extreme tsunami hits Central America. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, dang. That means people who had Dino butt no longer have it. Oof. It's because the tsunami was so tragic. But now we still see that the dots are still coming up on screen. They're still spreading as much as they can. Well, we should look at a way to start giving them symptoms to keep them getting infected. It looks like Greenland's like the last place to be infected. Everyone else has kind of had a bit of it. Oh, not even the Baltic states has? What the heck? Because now it just mutated and developed the sweating symptom. Oh, I feel it too. The way research is going, they're already at 5%. And we've only reached the 5 billion mark on the world map. We need to continue to see our dino butt bacterial. We need to continue to see dino butt as a bacteria to continue growing and spreading. Oh, and it looks like they're already sending out planes to stop the science of dino butt here. Egypt has become the first country to try to limit the spread of dino butt. Don't you dare, Egypt. I don't know what your problem is with dino butt, but that stuff is great. Okay, we're sitting pretty well on some points right now, and I just need to figure out a way in order to get these colder countries to start spreading, as well as get rid of these drug resistances. There we go. That should be pretty nice. And it looks like we're getting some of these other countries that we have yet to infect. And now we'll be able to start cultivating the dino butt infection. Woo! Get that science out of here. I don't want to see science bottles on my map. We just crossed the 6 billion mark, and we're seeing it slowly rise, actually quickening its pace. We're trying to get all the way up to that 7 billion mark. But Canada, you guys are crushing it. What the heck is happening in Canada? Nobody's getting infected in Canada or in Russia from the looks of it. Well, it actually looks like Russia is getting infected kind of fast now. Oh, we just developed the nausea symptom without using DNA. That's good. Oh, we just got Greenland. Yes. Greenland's a difficult place to get infected just because it only has one place of trade, and that is through the sea. And we did make sure that this dino butt bacteria was waterbound. That way it could swim all the way across the water to Greenland. The CDC dispatches teams worldwide to try and identify the dino butt patient 0. They hope that the information learned will accelerate development of the cure. Okay, so they're gonna send out people to West Africa, which is where we started this disease, but they're gonna try and slow it down before it can reach the 7 billion people that we need. And we're almost there. We're actually approaching it quite quickly at this rate. We're almost at 7 billion, and we'll be able to flip the switch on dino butt as a bacterial infection. CDC teams are focusing on West Africa as the source of dino butt and hope to identify patient 0 shortly. Patient 0 shouldn't do anything for them. It's just going to show them that, hey, this person had it first. And that's fine. They can find that. Find that as much as you guys need. That person might be cool. They might have a cool story to tell you. Like, oh yeah, I got dino butt by sitting on a toilet. And I sat there for too long and it just bit me right on the tuchus. That's kind of weird, but you know what? It's whatever. We're going to continue to see this infection spread all the way up to the last person because we reached that 7 billion person mark. And we have yet to do anything that could cause this infection to be more deadly than anything else. It is just a common bacterial thing where people are just, holding on a part of dino butt and just kind of enjoying whatever they could get out of those little red dots there. Oh, and that blue plane that's about to do a bunch of research. Thankfully, we just got a mutation for our dino butt, and that's gonna help make sure that they can't find a cure. First death from dino butt has been confirmed in West Africa. Bad luck or the beginning of something new. Okay, with that in mind, the world is about to be fully infected with dino butt, and what we should do is that we should actually start flipping that switch on how they start getting affected by dino butt. Let's actually make sure that they go into a coma, as well as give them total organ failure on top of giving them pulmonary fibrosis. So actually, we can go pretty hard on a lot of these. Look at the severity of our disease. Look at that bacterial infection. It's like all the way up on the bar. The lethality and infectivity is kind of low, and we should figure out a way to make that higher. Let's probably just get some paranoia up in here, give them some seizures, a bunch of other symptoms that they need in order to, finally get infected, and we can start seeing the rates of infection as well as the death toll rate go up higher. And they're still trying to research a cure for this. I'm not gonna let that happen. Dino butt is going to rule the world. Normal life in Korea is beginning to break down due to dino butt. Oh, that's slowing down production on a cure too. That's perfect. That's gonna help us in the long run. Get that research out of here. Stop researching. Look at that rate. The last healthy person on the planet has recently become infected with dino butt, and we've just reached 1 2 billion people on the death toll rate. People are dying from dino butts. Wow, and this is going fast. The entire population is just going down. We've infected more people to death than they've actually are still alive. That is so crazy. Oh my goodness. And we still have a bunch of DNA points as well. We can even make this brutal if we wanted to. Oh no, let's just continue seeing what we got, and let's have our points just continue to rise as Dinobot slowly but surely takes the world over. Yes, we're ruling the world with Dinobot. Get that research out of here, science. It ain't gonna work. You guys are under 1 billion people now, and there is 600 million people left. 500 million people left now. And slowly but surely you can see that Dinobot is the best and strongest bacterial infection out there. Oh, you're still trying to research? Dinobot genome fully sequenced. Dinobot is now able to get a better cure rate for them, but that's gonna be it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be in their favor, because as of this moment, there's only 100 million people left on this earth. Dinobot is ruining it all, and we're seeing them dwindle down underneath 60 million people. And they're still trying to research as much as they can, but look at that. We just reached 40 million infected. But there's still a total of 7 billion deaths of Dinobot. People have been dying to Dinobot this entire time, and yet they're still trying to research a way to stop this. Well, I have bad news for you, Plane. For you scientists out there still trying to research a way to stop Dinobot, it looks like it is not gonna work, because we're at 7 billion, we're at 5 million people left infected in the world, and it's slowly going down all the way to 3 million. Oh, and we're almost at the 2 million mark too. This is so brutal. You guys didn't even see it coming. You got 67% of your research done before the world fell under 1 million. Under 1 million people infected, because everyone else is already succumbed to Dinobot. Dinobot to eradicate humans. It's destroyed the world despite the world's best efforts. The last few humans dying in holes have no chance of surviving. They are succumbing to the Dinobot. At 100,000 people, I've never seen this work so fast and so well in Plague Inc. But we have finally done it. We've infected the entire world and won. Dinobot has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. Took 924 days. Ooh, well, I'll be sure to do it in less time next. We have done it. Dinobot has infected the entire world, and I hope you guys are doing okay out there. If you are, then smash on that like button. Also, drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode was, or if you have any funny ideas on what we could name our next infection. And if you're excited to see that video, then click on that subscribe button. That way you can watch it when it just shows up. Like this one popped up right on the screen, and all you need to do is pop it and it'll take you right to the video. Trust me, if you pop this one, you'll get a bit more research points on how we can make Plague Inc. even crazier.